Hey you guys, my name is Shoya. I'm a master coach here at Relationship Hero, and today we're going to be talking about emotional regulation. So, I want to run a hypothetical situation by you guys. Say you had a coworker that you were working on a project with. Say this project took you all week to do and lots of late night hours and missed dates, and you're set to present something that's pretty important at the end of the week with your coworker who you've been working on this project with. So your coworker is supposed to be there with you bright and early in the morning with their part of the project in order for you to present. You get there that morning, and not only are they not there, but none of their part of the project is there, and you're set to present maybe in about 30 minutes. What emotions do you think that you would feel in this moment should that have been you? Would it be anger? Would it be frustration? Would it be resentment? Are you angry, frustrated, and resentful because you expected your partner to be to work on time and do their share of the work and they're not there? Okay, hold that thought. What if I threw a monkey wrench in this hypothetical situation and you found out that morning of the presentation, your coworker had got news that a loved one had died? Or maybe the morning of the presentation, you found out a little bit later that your coworker was in a horrible accident. Are you still angry, frustrated, resentful? Or perhaps we've shifted to pity, sympathy, maybe even a little bit of guilt. But why is that? They're still not there. You're still not able to give your presentation, and their part of the work is still missing. What is the difference between before you knew what held your coworker up and after you knew what held your coworker up? The answer is expectations. And in this video, we're going to be talking about how managing your expectations is the key to emotional regulation. So a lot of my clients that come in that are working on self-improvement or self-empowerment, perhaps they're trying to become better partners in their relationship, and they say they need to get better at emotional regulation. What we're really working on is helping that client better manage their expectations and weaponize their ability to perceive things or weaponize their perception just a bit more. And to do this, we use what I call the emotional hierarchy. Now, the emotional hierarchy is not to be confused with Maslow's hierarchy of needs, although that too is important, and I would encourage you to do some research on it if you're unaware of it. However, we're talking about the emotional hierarchy, and it's really understanding how your emotions come to be. In simple, everything that we do, every action that we take, big or small, is inspired by an emotion. You do not wake up in the morning and go, what do I think about eating today? Or what do I think about doing today? The phrase is, what do I feel like doing? Where do I feel like going? What do I feel like eating, right? So every little action that we take is inspired by an emotion. But every emotion that we feel is usually responding to whether an expectation was met or unmet. If expectations were met, cue the good emotions and the actions that follow. If an expectation was unmet, cue the bad emotions and the actions that follow. However, your expectations have a boss, and your expectations respond to your beliefs and your value systems. If you usually reflect on why you expect what you expect, it typically points back to some type of belief or value system that you have about how you think things are supposed to look. Now, notice that logic does not play any role in this hierarchy, which is the answer to the question, why can I not logic myself out of most of my emotional problems? Or how come I feel the way I feel when I know better? I can't tell you how many people approach me extremely frustrated because they're able to logically identify how they got from point A to point B, but they can't shut down the emotion that has so much control over how they're behaving. And that is because logic plays no role in the emotional hierarchy. Logic, however, can help you challenge your beliefs or values or help you better manage your expectations, which have an effect on the emotions that you feel, which end up having an effect on the actions that you take. And that's what we're going to be talking about how to do here. So there are really three things that we're going to be using here to help you better utilize this information. And that is journaling, meditating, and practicing awareness. So when it comes to the journaling, something that I typically encourage my clients to do, and an exercise that I give them usually, is taking the emotional hierarchy and using it to reflect on a particular situation. So say you and your partner got into an argument, or you and your mom, you and your sister, you and whoever, right? Or say there's something or behavior that you participated in and you're really trying to challenge and or change that behavior. So first things first is we want to write down, what is it that I did, right? What did I do and why did I do it? And after you are able to identify this actionable step that you took, then the next thing that you want to do is ask yourself, what were you feeling in that moment, or what feeling inspired that action? And then ask yourself, wait a minute, what was I expecting that led me to feel how I was feeling? If we go back to that example that I gave you at the beginning of the video, the difference between before and after in the hypothetical situation at work is before you were aware of what your coworker was going through, you expected them to be to work on time. You expected them to show up. You expected them to do their part because they said they were going to, right? And you probably expected this of them, perhaps because this is who they've shown you they are as a person, or perhaps you have a belief or a value system that says you do what you say you're going to do. Your word is your bond. If that is your value system, if you believe that, then when people tell you they're going to do things, you naturally expect them to honor their word, probably because you would honor your word, right? Hint, hint. Liars tend to think that everybody lies. Because a liar doesn't typically honor their word, they typically have a hard time trusting other people that they too will do what they say they're going to do, right? So again, your belief systems and your value systems play a very strong role into whatever your expectations are. But going back to that analogy, you believed that this person was about what they said they were about, and you therefore expected them to show up on time. So when they didn't, you start to feel very frustrated, betrayed, angry. But this minute that you found out that something was actually preventing them from showing up, right? Something that you could sympathize or empathize with, your expectations of this person changed, right? If you found out that they were in an accident or that a loved one had died, you might also have a belief system that says family is the most important thing. You may have a belief system that goes, if that was me, I would want somebody to give me the benefit of the doubt. And therefore, because we're now triggered into a new set of beliefs, you now have new expectations of your coworker. You do not expect them to show up. And because you no longer expect them to show up for work when they're dealing with something way more difficult, your feelings have now changed as well. And your feelings tell you what to do, right? How you're going to maneuver is definitely inspired by how you feel. So you want to, going back to the exercise, identify what you did, identify what you feel, but then ask yourself, what did I expect that led to this emotion? And if it's a negative feeling that you're having, what expectation did I have that went unmet? If it's a positive feeling that you're having, what expectation did I have that is now being met? If you can identify this, then I would encourage you to take it a step further and now ask yourself, what is it that I believe? What's my value system here that is allowing me to expect these things? Once you journal this, one thing that I would encourage you to do, and something that I encourage my clients to do in order to better weaponize this tool, is to ask yourself this one question. Is what I'm expecting make sense to expect? Because a lot of the times the expectations we have of other people are based on our own value systems and beliefs. But people constantly show us who they are, and we can't project our beliefs and value systems onto them. The best thing that you can do is take a characteristic account of the individuals in front of you and ask yourself, what should I be expecting of them based on who they showed me they are versus expecting of them based on who I am, because they're not you. So with that being said, that is the journaling part of this. The meditation gives you pause, right? Practicing meditation daily can help you in moments of conflict or in moments of uncertainty. Take a minute and pause before you emotionally react. And that pause, even though it may be a brief pause, can help you step into the third thing that I mentioned here, which is practicing awareness. And practicing awareness is what it sounds like. It's you being consciously aware of what's happening, even if what you're consciously aware of is I am losing control. And asking yourself, what is the best action I can take here to minimize damage? So, quick recap. We want to meditate in order to help practice pause. We want to journal so you can have a better consciousness over the things that you feel, the things that you expect, and the things that you believe, right? And we want to practice awareness in these situations. And if you can maintain these three things, consistency is the key to success. However, this concept is a lot more complex than what I can possibly fit into a 7 to 10 minute video. So if emotional regulation is something that you want to get better at, then I highly encourage that you sign into Relationship Hero. Book an appointment with a coach like myself, and we will do our very best to help you accomplish your goals. But in the meantime, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day.